everybody? That was so high pitched. All right, everybody. Come on in, take a seat. We're going to get started with our student life panel. My name is Carla Ashley. I'm the program specialist here at the USC School of Architecture. If you're like, what does that mean? You're not alone. People ask me that all the time. I work with our study abroad programs, our traveling fellowships, and I work on commencement. And then once a year, I get to come be the MC for this. So, hi, how you doing? I also came to USC to be a graduate student, so get the feeling you have a little bit. But we have some people who are much more versed in what you're interested in and much more relevant to it. So we're going to talk to them. I have some questions we're going to try to get through pretty fast, much like I'm talking right now. To get to, if you all have any questions, I will say we have a pretty short time together. So also find us during the reception later if you want to chat some more. Okay. We're going to start with introductions. So we're going to have all of our panelists tell you their name, their program, their hometown, or where they did their undergrad.
Cool. My name's Eric. I'm in my final semester of the MArch3 program. I'm a native Angelino, and my undergrad was at Berkeley.
Hi, I'm Achal, and I'm currently doing my MArch+2 program. I'm in the second semester. I did my undergrad in India, so it was a big move. It's been really good.
Testing.
Hi, I'm Mel. I'm first year in the Masters of Heritage Conservation program, and I am from Northern California, most recently Sacramento, and I did my undergrad at UC Davis.
Hello, I'm Delaney. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Woo!
Midwesterners here are few and far between. I went to the University of Michigan, and I'm currently in my last year of the MArch+3 program.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya. I'm in my last semester of MArch+2 program. I did my undergrad in India. Is that it? Okay.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, MArch+2 last semester. I'm from Atlanta and I did my undergrad at Georgia Tech.
Hi, my name is Miles, originally from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm in the last semester of my MArch+2 program, and I did my undergrad at University of San Francisco.
Hi, my name is Rong Kun, and I'm in the last semester of the MLA+3, and I did my undergrad in China.
Is that working? Okay, so I hope you're excited to hear from them. I'm going to ask our panelists all to answer our first question is, what made you choose LA over other major cities and countries in the world? Eric, you don't have to start every time, but if you want to.
I'm a native Angelino. There was not to love about LA, so it's nice to be back home.
I think one of the main reasons was the weather and the fact that I can go and visit the mountains and the beach at the same day, or maybe just go to Big Bear and visit the snow and then go to a desert on the same day too. That, and of course, speaking about the college, I think that one of the main reasons why I chose USC was because of the IPAL program. And to summarize it, it's just basically you can practice, you can start doing your tests before you graduate, so that's a really good plus point, and I think that was one of the reasons.
So I chose the city of LA because this is actually one of the only West Coast cities, well, the only West Coast city now that has a heritage conservation / historic preservation program. And so if I want to do work in this field on West Coast, it's here. Also, I have mentors who told me to get into the LA network, and this is definitely a place to get to the LA network.
I chose LA because this move represented a bit of a career change for me, and I figured if I'm going to totally upend my life and go to grad school, I'm going to do it big and move 3,000 miles away to what I thought was the biggest design hub in the country, really.
For me, similar to Achal, it was not more about the city, but about the university. So I wanted to choose USC because it's more, on the website, I felt like it's more futuristic in architecture. And USA because I feel like it's technologically way advanced in architecture.
I chose LA because LA is such an amazing urban and architectural experience overall. There's so many unique conditions or so many American city conditions that have been extremified so much that it's just such a great place to learn. And also you're like right next to all the big names like Gary, Osis, they're all right downtown. So.
I chose LA because I knew I wanted to be in a big city, being from Chicago, and I knew that most of the opportunities were here in Los Angeles, and also the people here are pretty good too, and people make the opportunities better.
Yeah, the reason I chose LA is kind of similar as Milk. The LA network is amazing, and also the weather is totally fantastic. And the major I studied landscape, and I saw so many different and unique landscape around LA area, which is really nice.
Okay, well, for my second question, Delete, Mel, and you are holding mic, so you can start us off. What helped you most in your transition to Los Angeles? What helped you most in your transition to LA?
Helping most. Why have to think about it? This is a really good question. Or maybe someone can
We'll come back to you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so for me, I also did a career change, came back to school after 10 years. And so the transition was a lot. I will say that. What helped me? I found different groups on campus, clubs, support groups, found a local church if you go to church and whatnot. So, you don't have to leave that behind. Also, I'm lucky that my program and a lot of the programs under the School of Architecture are smaller, so very close knit. We hang out together when we can, and my program director is amazing, Trudy. Shout out to Trudy. She really checked in on me and other students just to make sure that we were grounded, we were transitioning well. So that's what helped me.
Yeah, one of my biggest concerns about moving here was just that I didn't know a soul over here. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna have any friends, I'm gonna be so lonely. But what helped me in transitioning was honestly just spending as much time in studio as possible. And all of my closest friends now are just the people that I happen to sit next to in studio on the first day. I think it's really easy to get siloed into doing your own work, but studio can be like a really, really social place if you make it, and that definitely helped me make friends and get comfortable a lot more than I would.
Right. Did you come up with something?
Yeah.
No pressure. Low pressure.
Thank you. So, the biggest concern before I came here is actually English is not my native language, so I really doing not good. But my professor, my classmate was really, really nice. So they helped me help me practice my English and other stuff the design, the reading or other stuff I'm new here and help me understand the culture here, and which just helped me a lot, and how do I say it, part of the process just help me review my concern, and right now I think I'm doing good because of them, and thank you for them.
Great answer. Glad you thank you for coming up with something on the spot. My next question is, was there anything about LA that surprised you or was unexpected? And I know you're a native, but you came back.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
So there was a little bit of a transition from the Bay Area to here. I was like, oh no, I was so used to the subway system there, BART, but we actually have a pretty decent metro rail line now, which is kind of unexpected. People always think about, oh, we're so car reliant. No, I actually I'm a big proponent of the metro rail system. It drops us off right in Exhibition Boulevard, and so you could get all the way from here to Hollywood to downtown. A good lot of students live in downtown or K-Town, and they just hop on the metro rail. So I love it.
Great. Who else has a thought about anybody else? Did you want to say, do you have anything about transitioning? Well, but Tanya, Sorry, that's my bad. It's a lot of names today. I'm sorry. You and I had talked a little bit, so what's your experience, like, what do you get around town?
So I was pretty clear since the beginning that I don't want a car during my whole school years. So I chose to live near campus. I mostly walk around, which I feel like everybody who has a car is gonna judge me. But I mostly walk around, and also like LA's public transport is really good. There's like a lot of buses, a lot, like Metro connects to almost everywhere. And USC actually has like a pass that you can get, which is for free, of course, and then that lets you roam around or like take Metro and buses for free. Plus, USC also has their own buses, so like you can go from here up to like Union Station for free. Like USC has buses that go around from here to Health Science Center and things like that. So not just like LA's transport system is good, but also USC is going to support you in like getting around LA. So that was like really helpful to me. And also your friends, or you can ask them to carpool.
Anybody else have thoughts about how they get around LA?
So I started off living in downtown. Now I live close to campus, and I will say, you can take the 81 bus, you can take the Dash Bus F, you can take the Gold Expo line. There's many ways to campus. What else? You can get to Santa Monica through the Expo line, guys. Anyways, there's many bus lines, and of course the shuttles. There was like a USC Tower shuttle bus I used to take in fall semester to campus. So
From downtown?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, look,
Well, yeah, because I got a tower. I never thought about it.
it's there.
Yeah. Elizabeth, what about you? You look like.
Sorry, I drive. I'm gonna be honest, this is LA. I really recommend having a car. Silly, but you know, having a car is so important. You can also ride the train whenever you want, but having a car is also very important. I just wanted to say that.
I agree. I got a car when I moved to LA, and I still occasionally will be like, today I took the Metro, but yesterday I drove. So like a variety, it is a spice of life.
Definitely a variety. Maybe take the Metro during traffic, rush hour, that's all.
Or when parking's a real pain, when I do it. Okay. Now, how did y'all choose where you want to live once you got to LA? Oh, go ahead.
For me, immediately when I committed to USC, we got added to like certain Snap channels, and I was able to find housing options through there. So that was easy. But also, there's a lot of housing companies that are like catered towards USC students in the area. So it was pretty easy to find like where to live, and I only live like 5 minutes away. So.
It's a nice commute. In LA, 5 minutes? You wanna-
I think one really important point is that USC provides checkpoints called the DPS patrolling. So there's like a certain amount of radius around USC that has free lift rides after 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the night. And this was a really important point because I'm traveling so far away from home. And if I need to study or go out or I'm in studio late, I can just take a free lift back home till like 2 a.m. in the night. And I think that was really important in choosing my house, that it should be inside the DPS zone. So maybe you guys should keep that in mind.
Perfect. I forgot about the lift. Great call. Anybody else on where you chose or how you chose to live once you got to LA?
I knew coming here that I specifically did not want to live around campus, actually. So I live in Koreatown. It's maybe like a 20-minute drive on average, which I picked just because it's kind of right smack in the middle. So like everything that I ever do is in like a half-hour circle around Koreatown. Because so much of why I came here is for LA the city, not only USC the school. So I wanted to be able to get both ends and not be like so specific to campus all the time.
Okay, so Elizabeth and Delaney, I know you both have participated or will be participating in our off-campus ARC 580 or the Trevin Fellowships. Can you tell us why getting off campus and out of LA was an important element of your graduate life and experience here at USC?
Yeah, I did the 580 study abroad in Japan. I feel like I came here to USC in LA and I was like, wow, this is architecture, capital A, and then over the course of my time here, I've learned like, oh my gosh, there's more. And so then I wanted to go to Japan to see really pretty different design philosophy. And it was a phenomenal trip. We did so many things that I wouldn't have been able to do on my own because of just the exclusive access needed to do some of these things. But with a couple of really amazing USC faculty, and I feel like that really, really broadened my horizon on what not only like design is, but design education specifically. And it's still just like some of my biggest inspiration in things that I do in studio now.
Elizabeth, you're going this summer, right?
Yes, I'm going, my flight is the day after graduation.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Nice little graduation present to yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And it's part of your spring tuition, so you're not paying any extra. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love about it. And they're very open to like making it work with your curriculum. So yes, I'm graduating, but I'm still getting to go to Japan. And it's not every day, I think, that you get to go into an office such as Sana, right? So, yeah.
Well, I don't think it's often that common that there's opportunities to travel as graduate students.
Yeah.
So that's why, one, I planted this question because that's what I work on. And two, I think it's important and interesting. So, okay. Anybody else did anything off campus? I didn't ask. I'm sorry. I really targeted towards the programs I work on. So, internships, traveling fellowships, classes, I don't know. Okay, just didn't want to anybody feel excluded. So one of the big things you come to SC for is the Trojan Network. So can you all tell us any advice about networking in LA? Miles, good? Did it kick us off?
Yeah, the Trojan Network is extremely deep here in LA, and beyond that, just the opportunities here are sort of the best in the country, I would say. You know, there's many different organizations, like professional organizations here across many interests and disciplines, and a lot of them have conferences and meetings that normally meet in LA, downtown, and many of those people that are heads or part of that come here and speak as well too. And so just having that opportunity to know and be able to talk to those people that know your professors or even worked with your professors is sort of a blessing because they're more willing to want to talk to you and even work with you and eventually hire you.
I would say also what's great about USC and the alumni network is I cannot emphasize this enough. The USC family is tight. Like it is tight. We have people everywhere and they love other Trojans. But another thing is what's great is the Architectural Guild as well. So it's all of our architectural alumni, and as grad students, you can have a mentor, and that mentor is really pivotal, I think, in getting you other opportunities that you might not be aware of. I've done the mentorship program both years, and one was from HJS and one is at Shukai, and it's been amazing so far.
Anybody else? How are your network? We have MLA and MCH up here as well. Do you want to say anything about networking in your programs? Not to to totally put you on the spot.
Yes, our MHC program, Heritage Conservation, is very tight. Most people who graduate from our program go on to work with alumni. And again, the reason I ended up here at USC is because people way on the East Coast said, if you're gonna do preservation, you need to be in LA you get to USC, you get in the network. So I've joined like a lot of, I don't know what, like preservation advocacy organizations, California Preservation Foundation, joined AIA because I could. What else? Yes, a lot of preservation focused organizations that provide workshops and like online seminars and such, and that's been really great for me. And student memberships are free. Who knew? I didn't, but now I do. So me and my classmate were just talking about how we like are in 5 different organizations. So there's that networking piece. And then for Heritage Conservation, our director Trudy, She actually helps plan something called Preserving the Recent Past Conference, which we all just came back from Boston 2 weeks ago. And most of everything was paid for. But huge networking opportunity because, again, we all flew out to Boston, stayed there for about 5-6 days, went to this conference, got to network with professionals across the country, and it was just amazing. I don't know if all programs pay for the grad students to travel to conferences, but ours did, so.
I don't know, don't ask me.
There's also a lot of great student organizations, which allows a lot of networking. I'm part of NOMAS, which is National Organization of Minority Architects students. There's also Mix Up, where I got connected with students from IYA, from engineering, from the music program. So there's a lot of great student organizations at USC where you could really broaden your horizons outside of our field of study as well.
I do want to add that I was really intimidated networking in my first semester. So I just started talking to like students who were a year above me. That was, I think, my very first experience with like networking. And then they would just guide me to like join certain clubs or certain like organizations and things like that. And then the next step for me, I think, was just talking to professors actually. And then they got me in touch with like a lot of different people. I'm still really scared about networking, but I feel like professors really help, and your cohort is really, really going to help if you just like talk to them about it.
Sorry, I would just be remiss if I did not mention that we have a wonderful firm fair as well. And that's a great opportunity. Like, so many big firms come there, and I've met so many wonderful people. And the firm fair was so good that they have to check to make sure you're actually from USC before you can walk in and talk to people, because we've had apparently people from other schools, maybe UCLA, who have tried to sneak in. So.
Okay, good. I'll ask another question then. This is the long.
So,
Oh, it's not
that long. Which part of LA has been your favorite, either architecturally or not?
I would say my favorite part of LA, well, architecturally, my favorite part of LA is definitely just the opportunities and the people that I've had to meet and who've been able to kind of guide and mentor me, who I've met because of USC and that they've spoken here. And outside of that, I would say, like, the city is pretty inspiring, and I'm from Chicago, so I feel like I can say that. But yeah, there's a lot of great things here that I think will even like broaden your horizons just beyond, you know, whatever specific program you're here for. And I think LA kind of does that well.
This is an everybody question, so think about your answers.
I actually really love the museums here. Like, there's a lot downtown. There's a lot and Westwood. We're right across the street from the Natural History Museum, which we have access to, and the Science Center, and soon to be the Lucas Museum. So this is a great city for museums, but also neighborhoods. Each of the neighborhoods are little pockets of interesting culture too. So it's actually, sometimes I'll take a little break, go to over to K-Town, experience you know, some really good K barbecue there. I'll just drive to Pasadena and just have a chill coffee there. So yeah, there's a lot of great hidden network, hidden spots in LA.
I would say I love the food. Like, food is very important to me, and there's so much variety in LA. I think if you like go the second biggest population of like any culture or ethnicity is in LA. And that variety is just such amazing. So you can have like bibimbap and then go to the next day and then you're like eating Ethiopian food. And then also there's so many concerts and music here as well. Like, there's so many options that is wonderful. You could go to a concert every weekend if you wanted to. Maybe you can't afford to, but.
I think I'm going to sum it up in 3 words. It's Hollywood, weather, and beach. And yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah.
When I first got to LA, I was really homesick, being from NorCal. I missed grass and ocean and just open land. But I found Los Angeles State Historic Park, which is right outside of Chinatown. And that made me very happy. So I go there probably once a week when I can. And actually, it's cool because I've done a couple projects now on Chinatown, and I'm currently researching Los Angeles State Historic Park. So yeah, I love that. Yay.
Seconded the beaches for sure. But also, I am biased against K-Town, I have to say. I love working on coffee shops and cafes, so I can give you probably a recommendation for one in every single neighborhood. I also really like the Culver City area. It's some of my favorite LA architecture, all just in like one, like couple block radius. So I do go over to that area a lot too. But yeah, I'll second beaches and I'm seconding food.
I'm gonna say like food for me too. I would just search what I want to eat and like go and find new places. So it's not about one specific location. Yeah, I've had like pizza in LA at least 15 different spots. None of them were actually really good. I think the best I could get. Not even, like I've not found the best yet, but
You can get street tacos instead.
I should get.
There's so many street
We should
tacos
start
that
like
are
a
great.
blog of food in LA. Okay, but yeah, food and then also beaches, yes. Santa Monica Pier is like one of my favorite places to be whenever I'm feeling low. For a great place for cheap sushi is Little Tokyo. It's also good for like ice creams. And if you want to shop a little. But yeah, just like food around LA is gonna guide you.
Well, the thing I will add on is the natural hike trail around LA, because it's really nice. Because if you want to run away from the city, was a natural hike trail is actually like drivable distance. Is you can find peace in this trail and just find some me time and run away from city, see the ocean, see the trees, see the shops, see some wild animals, enjoy the nature. Well, it's kind of it's the thing I like.
Well, now I feel like I gotta go do something fun this weekend now that I've gotten some recommendations. I also live in K-Town, so I'm gonna need those coffee shops. Thanks. Yeah, so we've got a couple more minutes. Does anybody have any questions they want to pose to our panelists? Yeah.
How do you guys handle the cost of living in town?
So a lot of job opportunities here in LA, and especially on campus, I will say too. I happen to have 2 on-campus job positions. I found them very easily because you'd be surprised the amount of people on campus that want to hire a master's student. So I would say it's very, very easy getting a job here, work study or not.
I actually commute kind of farther because of the living costs, but it works out. I'm in Torrance near in South Bay, and I just hop on the fast track and it gets me on the 110 and I'm here in like 20 minutes depending on time, and it works.
I've almost always traveled free, so that like really gets the budget going. And then also like I've had jobs similar to Miles for the past 2 years. I've been TA. That really helps a lot too. And also I would say start meal prepping.
So I go to the farmer's market, and yes, I meal prep, but I go to the farmer's market because I was used to doing that in Sacramento. And so that helps a lot. Rent, I feel like it's affordable. I know we hear horror stories, but for students, if you live around campus and you remember that you're a student, look for student housing. And so on campus is fine. There's like a lot of private residences. Like I live now in like a rehabilitated like historic inn in North University Park, which is great. It's a safe area. There's like 11 of us in this inn, all grad students. But there's plenty of room. So, and if you want prices, I'm happy. Come find me later. I won't put that on blast now, but it is doable. So yeah.
Other questions?
The time for your actual coursework?
What's the time burden for your actual coursework? Oh, Miles is ready to go. Miles been keeping track.
Well, I
Billable
want to say it is what you make of it, put it that way. So whatever time you want to put in, whatever you want to get out, you will know. But I mean, depending on what program you're here for, it is a lot of work. You know, you are here for a reason. You understood that USC carries a lot of weight to it, and there is a lot of weight that will come at you. But it just depends if you're ready for that.
I think it also totally varies across the program. Like I'm a +3 student and I had no architectural experience beforehand whatsoever, so I couldn't waive any classes, so I had a very, very full load my first year, first 3 semesters maybe. But now I'm at a point where I'm in 9 credits currently and I can focus a lot on pieces. So it does definitely, sorry, maybe not the case for everybody. But it does definitely change a lot. There's been a ton of variation. Sometimes it's like really, really exhausting semesters, and then sometimes you can take a step back and take electives and have a little bit of a lighter load. All just kind of depends, I think.
Anybody else? That's okay. Any other questions?
Is it safe for you to commute after classes back home, like at night?
I guess just since I'm holding this. Yeah, I have a parking pass for one of the structures on campus. So I just park directly there and I never actually have to leave campus going to my car. And yeah, I've gone back to my place at 4 in the morning on a number of occasions, and it's felt totally fine because campus feels very safe in the middle of the night. There are security people everywhere, and even if you're camping or if you're parking off campus, there's a radius around that the security extends to. I'm not exactly sure how far that is.
I think it's the 2 miles.
2 miles. Oh wow, really big. So
There's a map online if you are super curious about the details.
yeah.
And how much is the student parking, I guess, per term?
Also depends on the structure. Mine is, I believe, 300 for the year.
It depends on the park, the days, how many days you want to be here, which lot you want to be in.
There are a lot of options.
A lot of options. I keep changing them, that's why I know. Okay, any other questions? Over somewhere.
Parking question. If you're not parking in a campus structure or lot, like, is there parking within that radius that's free, or do you pay for it?
I can answer that one because
Okay.
I park off campus. I don't pay for parking. I park in the neighborhood around campus and walk in every day.
Is it supposed to be metered, or you just?
No, it's just free parking.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, thank you.
I do know that like people in my class have figured out exactly when there's street sweeping and something like that, like when you have to move your car. But
Wednesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 12 on one side, 9 a.m. to 12 on the other side.
there you go.
Welcome information. Okay, other questions, parking related or not? It's LA. You think about and decide things based on parking. I'm now like, I'll leave the house if there's parking. Yeah,
So, I imagine that like the material costs for producing your own projects can kind of get up there depending on what you're working on. I'm wondering like where you guys buy stuff to do your
I mostly buy materials on Amazon because they're way more cheaper there, but there's also a lot of places in and around, like right nearby, like maybe in a 0.1 rate miles. There's Architects Corner, and there's also like a material lab in the school where we can take materials from, because a lot of students don't use their materials and then give it away there. So a lot of times we have been, taking material, like there's someone who can give you materials from there. They just donated their older materials.
We kind of are very supportive of each other. I actually have a huge stash coming from previous years, and so we kind of hand our materials off to. So yeah, it's kind of communal in some ways.
Elizabeth, I think Miles has a thought about this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, materials lab is really good because I built many models just off of very free, material. And also there's a lot of places around here, there's a True Value hardware store. And they have a lot of things, you'd be surprised, for architecture models, as well as there's a Michaels too, sort of within distance. I can get there on a scooter, so it's a good enough distance.
It counts.
But yeah, and they have a lot of things as well too, pretty good price.
I just love the idea of you scooting with your Michael's purchase. I'm gonna look out for it now. Yeah, yeah, like the big, with the, like the big bag probably full, just like scoop, scoop, yeah. What else can I don't buy materials. Any other thoughts?
Home Depot is always a great option, especially if you need larger pieces of wood and it's so cheap.
Well, and there's a Home Depot in K-Town, between like downtown and K-Town.
It's the one I go to all the time.
It's, yeah. I just end up there. Okay, other question? Yeah, I got a question back here.
What are the softwares for classes? Does the school provide like a subscription, or are you guys responsible to buy the software on your own?
We get Rhino for free, which is all I could really ask for. Autodesk, we have a discount for Adobe as well, but honestly, the Rhino for free, I cannot emphasize how amazing that is. Like Rhino's what, like $900?
I will also say, as a USC student in general, you get there's a lot of software not specific to architecture that you can have access to and that you can download and stuff. So know that if you want or need, I don't know the specific, but there's a whole list, and like you're paying the tuition, get the benefits.
Yeah, apart from softwares, I want to add, you also get like 6 months of Amazon Prime membership. You get like HBO for free. You get a lot of discounts throughout, so.
Okay, did I see one more hand? Okay, one more hand, last question, and then we're gonna.
Sort of with the scootering and also biking, what's the commuting with scootering and biking like? Is it safe? Is it accessible? Is it recommended?
I do speak from my perspective. It is safe for me, yes. I only live within 5 minutes on a scooter, so this neighborhood or the DPS zone is extremely safe. There's a lot of security around the area. But it is LA, so you do have to be vigilant, I would say, at certain times.
I used to own a scooter that got stolen, but that didn't have a lot to do with like USC or DPS. It had more to do with my apartment building itself. So I would just say, like, if you're thinking of getting a scooter or a bike, just be wary of those things.
Also, please wear a helmet for both of us. Dr. Lynette Merriman is our director of, or our associate vice provost for crisis and intervention. And every time I talk to her, I run into her, she tells me about another scooter versus car incident. So I just say that with like, it's, especially on Jefferson, frequent. So be safe, wear helmets. Thank you. Okay, well, let's give a hand for our panelists.